Hello there, and welcome to this episode of the Star Wars Universe podcast. I'm your host, James, and this episode is going to be slightly different, mainly because I haven't really done anything in Star Wars this month, and I wanted to have a chat with you guys about something which is going to be changing when The Mandalorian and Grogu movie comes out, and that is going to be my own personal ranking list for the Star Wars movies set within the Star Wars universe. So I am not including any of the Lego movies or anything like that. Purely the 11 movies we have that are full feature length films and my personal ranking of them. I'm going to start at 11, work my way up to 1, and that's going to be the main bulk of the episode. I do have some feedback. Thank you very much to those who have given it. I also do have a very small update for what I've been up to this last month in Star Wars. But the main thing is what's going to be coming up on the podcast over the next few weeks and months. I am looking to put together some interviews, which I will drop in the midpoint. So, in and around the 15th of the month, with this coming out on the first of each month. And so it will turn slowly into a bi weekly, fortnightly, whatever you want to call it, podcast, and I'm really excited about that. There's a lot of work that's going to have to go into it, but I'm really looking forward to the challenge, and I'm really looking forward to doing it. The next episode with Todd, covering the next three books of the Fate of the Jedi series, I am hoping is not going to be too far away. I am on book number 6. I am probably about a third of the way through it at the moment. I know Todd is most of the way through book number 5. So we're getting there. I'm hoping, and I haven't spoken to Todd about this yet. So, Todd, if you're listening, apologies. I will send you a message about this. I'm hoping we can record sometime late December with the view to that coming out mid-October. I have a interview with Hayley Hobbs coming up to not recreate the Lost Andor discussion, but just to have a good Star Wars chat and maybe still figuring out the details, maybe figure out a new little mini series with Hayley, which I'm really looking forward to actually, because it's something that Hayley has a lot more insight in than I do, but I also have thoughts and opinions on it. That's what I'm looking forward to really at the moment. But without further ado, let's get into our ranking of the Star Wars films. With a slight adieu, I would like to remind everyone, if you think all of that sounds interesting and you are enjoying what you're hearing, enjoying what I'm doing in Star Wars, if you want to maybe come on and interact with me and let me know how you got into Star Wars, what you're into, what you're doing each month, hit that follow button. Head over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Head over to TikTok, hit follow. Whatever you can to follow me in all of the different places that are in the podcast description. Go and do that. It really, really help me out, and I would really, really appreciate it. We have just hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm very, very pleased with that. There is a giveaway video where I'm giving away some organized play packs of Shadows of the Galaxy, which is the second set. And I'm really looking forward to building YouTube, building TikTok, building this podcast. And I really want you guys to come on that journey with me. So I really, really appreciate everyone who listens, everyone who interacts with me. And I just wanna push it on now. Now, with that adjude, I don't even know if that's a word, but we'll go with it. Let's get into our ranking of the Star Wars films. Starting at my bottom of the pile, number 11 is going to be Episode 7, The Force Awakens. For me, there was a lot of hype and a lot of build up to The Force Awakens, which looking back, I don't think the film could have ever have lived up to it. But the fact that we essentially just got a rehashed A New Hope, I felt cheated. I didn't like a lot of the liberties they took with the characterizations. I've discussed all of this previously on the podcast. The fact that they named Kylo Ren Ben, I just have a big issue with in my core of my being. We had a new big three. We had the old big three coming around, which they knocked one off, being Han, which I don't know. It just didn't feel big enough, a big enough end to the lovable rogue that is Han Solo. We didn't even get Luke until the last 30 seconds. Snoke was interesting. But yeah, overall, I don't have a huge amount of good things to say about the film. From a fandom perspective, it brought Star Wars to a whole new audience of younger people. And that's only a good thing. That can only be a good thing. So there's a positive, and we'll move on. Number 10 for me, before I get into this, so I know number 10 is probably going to be quite controversial to a lot of people. This list is mine. This is my list that I am sharing with people. Some people are going to agree with it, some people are going to disagree with it. I would imagine the majority are going to disagree with it because it is very much a personal opinion. Don't don't throw a load of hate my way, please. I won't engage with it. This is my opinion. I'm happy to have a conversation. So, number 10 is going to be Return of the Jedi. The finale to Vader's story, Luke finally becoming a true Jedi Knight, Ewoks, Endor. I never liked it. It was almost my least favorite of the original three, and I don't know why. I was kind of the right sort of age for the Ewoks to be brilliant when I saw it. I just never liked it. I'm really sorry. Just there's no other reason than just I just don't like it. I would never pick to watch it. So yeah, if I'm doing a watch through, I will watch it, but I just don't. I just didn't like it. So number 9 is going to be Rise of Skywalker. I imagine a lot of people will probably not be happy that I put this so high. I know the film takes a lot of people out of Star Wars. It destroyed a lot of people's fandoms, and I kind of get it, but that was a studio mess up rather than a story mess up. They did what they could. J.J. Abrams did what he could with the story, given the position Disney put him in. I'm never going to blame Ryan Johnson for what he did in The Last Jedi because Disney would have signed off on it at some point. There was some good stuff in there. I enjoyed I enjoyed the Exegol final battle. I like the fan edits where they've put the Force Ghosts in. Although does that potentially cheapen the Force Ghost vibe? Don't know. There's just too many. There was so many bad lines. Obviously the much memed somehow Palpatine has returned. Again, the much memed they fly now. Poe Dameron leaning forward with his torch with Rey's lightsaber. I don't like Poe Dameron. We know this. So I'm just going to move on. Number 8, The Last Jedi. Number 8 for number 8. This to me is the best standalone film of the sequel trilogy. Really, really liked it. I liked what they did with Luke. And I'll be honest, I didn't like it at first. I did not enjoy it. I sat there and looked at it and went, "What have you done to Luke Skywalker?" But you have you have some negatives which bring it down the list. The ridiculously slow chase through space, Canto Bite. I could fall asleep through that entire scene and not miss a thing. I don't actually think it has any bearing on any outcome of the film whatsoever from memory. Someone please do tell me if I'm wrong because I can't think of how I am. The good things. Let's focus on the good things. I like to be positive. The good things. The Battle of Crate was cool. Luke Skywalker force projecting himself across the galaxy. That's cool and very Luke. The silver foxes, the crystal foxes, they were pretty cool. I didn't really understand the whole focusing on golden dice from the Millennium Falcon that no one had noticed in 45 years. But the ending with Rey lifting all the stones, that's a cool visual. It shows how much more powerful she's got just in between Force Awakens and Last Jedi with training with Luke. The training on Acto was pretty cool. I like the matrons. They were fun. I'm not gonna, I don't want to talk about the green milk. That was weird. It was just cool. We got a nice callback to Luke lifting the X-wing. Yeah, it was just a good, solid movie with a bit of weirdness in it, which brings it down. So it's kind of the lower middle of my list. So number 7 is probably going to annoy some people because I have a feeling this will be a lot of people's number ones, and that's Rogue One. I love Rogue One. We didn't need it. Us not having Rogue One has no bearing on our understanding of the saga. It just doesn't. However, it is a very, very cool film. It is a lot more gritty. It's a lot more adult. We get Mads Mikkelsen in the Star Wars universe as Galen Erso. We get Jin Erso. We get some more Saw Gerrera. We get director Krennic. We get K2SO. I am definitely turning into a man who loves his droids. K2SO was really, really good. Voiced brilliantly by Alan Tudyk. It's a really good film. That's kind of why it's in the middle for me. It's a really, really good film. I just didn't think it was necessary. I didn't think it was necessary when it came out. I don't think it's necessary now. It has given us Andor. It does give it some points. But did we need it? Still no. It's very cool the way it leads straight into the beginning of A New Hope, which in turn brings me to my number six, which is A New Hope. So it sits in the middle. For me, to be honest, it's that high because it is the one that starts it all. It is where it is because it's not it's kind of objectively not a very good film. It's groundbreaking for its time, but we are looking and comparing in this list films from 1977 to what, 2019? They just are incomparable outside of the fact that they are set in the same universe. What we know about lore, canon lore, is so vastly different from what is presented on screen, and that that brings it down. I'm sorry. I love A New Hope. I genuinely do. I love the fact that it exists because otherwise none of this other stuff would exist. For that, I'm eternally grateful. And that is why it's as high as it is, because it's just not a very good film in comparison to the others. So we are coming into our top five. Number five, we have episode two, Attack of the Clones. I know this is going to annoy people. I love Attack of the Clones. I don't even mind I hate sand. Dialogue is what brings this one down. Like, George Lucas notoriously cannot write dialogue. And that's okay, because actually the visuals we get throughout this film, we get some iconic scenes. We get Christopher Lee as Count Dooku, just being Christopher Lee being Count Dooku. It's absolutely phenomenal casting. To have him as Qui-Gon's master, to have him as Yoda's apprentice, who then has to come and fight him. And the first time we see Yoda wielding a lightsaber in live action, it's just such a good movie. From the opening scene with the new horizontal, if you understand what I mean, the wide Nubian ship with Amidala and the attack over Coruscant, and then the attack on the landing pad, to the speeder chase through the city where Anakin gets to kind of show off his piloting skills as an adult and then just yeets himself out of an airspeeder. The banter back and forth with Obi-Wan. We are looking at peak Star Wars, in my opinion. We have a cantina scene, a harken back or a harken forward in the timeline to a cantina scene and someone losing an arm. It's just good. Is there some politics in there? Of course there is. It's Star Wars. It is political. But we then also get Jar Jar as a senator, and it's weird because it's Jar Jar. I love it. I love Attack of the Clones. The dialogue is really what brings this down for me, and I just genuinely enjoy that film. I think it was probably the film that really got me into Star Wars. I got into Star Wars really through Phantom Menace, but then it kicked up into a whole new level with Attack of the Clones and seeing Yoda fight and having the video VHS. I wore that thing out. I wore it out. I was playing the games around it. I was playing Star Wars Bounty Hunters. I was playing the Clone Wars. I was playing all sorts of different games around it, and they were brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. So that's my number five. Number four is Solo. Again, with Rogue One. Do we need it? Absolutely not. Was I looking forward to it when it was first announced? No. I'm not a big Han Solo fan, but almost in spite of Han Solo, that I love this film. He is to me a completely secondary character in a film named after him. You have Beckett, you have Dryden Voss, you have Kira, you have Memphis Nest, you have so many. The introduction of Chewie, which is just amazing. You have a train heist. You have Lando on a Falcon which has a nose. Like it's just a good heist movie set in Star Wars. It was kind of Skeleton Crew before Skeleton Crew, and I really really enjoy it. I have probably watched Solo the most in recent years of any of the Star Wars films. Maybe not. There's one. There's one that which I always is my go-to. Funnily enough, is number one. But we'll get there. We'll get there in a few different in a few rounds time. But for me, Solo is way up there as a really really good Star Wars film. And so, turning our attention to the top three, coming in at number three is the Star Wars film for me that started it all, and that is The Phantom Menace. Now, I know it's about trade routes and taxation of them, but you know what? I don't care. I saw that film when I was 11 years old, and I was the right age for Jar Jar to be kind of funny, a bit of a silly character. We then also had Obi-Wan Kenobi. I know that name. Where do I know that name from? I recognize the name. We have Qui-Gon Jinn. Well, this is a new guy. Who's he? Oh, he's Obi-Wan's master. Okay. This is interesting. We then have the reveal of Darth Maul, Duel of the Fates, the space battle over Naboo. We see Coruscant for the first time. We are introduced to Mace Windu. Yoda is still a puppet. That's cool. Ki-Adi-Mundi, man with a big head, who we now know as Cerulean, who have two brains. Interesting. We see Oppo Rancisis, we see Yaddle, so all of a sudden we have a female Yoda. This film is really good. As I say, it holds a special place in my heart because it was my entry point, my true entry point. I'd seen the Star Wars films before that, but I hadn't really fallen in love with the fandom as I was about to do following my viewing of The Phantom Menace. And I've said it before, I walked out of that cinema with a friend of mine just going, I think Palpatine is Darth Sidious. And we really thought we'd cracked open some big mystery there. So we recognised his chin. 11-year-olds, that's incredible at 11 years old. Having that feeling like, no, definitely is him. Definitely is him. Obviously, not knowing Emperor Palpatine and where the whole thing was going. We felt really proud of ourselves that we'd figured this out. We'd got it. It's just a really, really good film. I understand why it gets the hate it gets, especially at the time of release. People weren't expecting it to go the political direction it did, which I don't really get because, again, as I said earlier, Star Wars is political. It's incredibly political. Always has been. George Lucas made it so, and that's just how it is. And political war often starts with taxation of trade routes. I don't know. I'm just saying words at this point in time. Phantom Menace, my number three. That's where I put it. So we have two options left. My number two is Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. This, in pop culture, is iconic. It is objectively a fantastic film. It does suffer with the age thing that I mentioned with A New Hope earlier, but the technology, even in the 3 years between the two, the technology had come on leaps and bounds. It does just it looks old, it sounds old. They act in a way which might be okay now, just. But you can tell it's of its time. We are introduced to Boba Fett, we're introduced to Lando, we're introduced to a whole new planet, an ice planet called Hoth. That's pretty cool. And then a gas giant, Bespin, with a city in the clouds. That is just cool. We get a lot of Millennium Falcon. Spaceships are just cool. We get a giant space slug that tries to eat them. Again, just pretty cool. For me, the climax of the movie, the Vader and Luke battle through the depths of Cloud City, and then the reveal of "No, I am your father." That's a terrible Vader impression. Don't I know it. You don't need to tell me. It's again, it's just iconic. The only way it can be described is iconic. It's just an iconic movie, and it's just fantastic, and it's just pipped out at the last. And I spent many years saying that my number one and number two would switch depending on what day you ask me. But as time has gone on, that those switches happened less and less. And we are where we are now, and number one is solidified as Revenge of the Sith. For me, Revenge of the Sith is I've waxed lyrical on this on my Revenge of the Sith cinema trip. It's the perfect Star Wars movie. It is just the perfect Star Wars movie. From start to finish, it doesn't let you go. It takes you on a roller coaster of emotions, breakneck action pieces to essential dialogue, and yeah, the dialogue is a bit janky every now and again, but you know what? George Lucas doesn't do dialogue very well, so he lent heavily into the action on this one. We have what is it, a 12-minute lightsaber duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan, intercut with Yoda and Palpatine. So we have a good 15, 16, 17 minutes of just lightsaber action and hurling pods at each other and lightning and catching lightning and deflecting lightning, and it's just incredible. We have Order 66, the attack on the Jedi Temple, the clone troopers turning on their respective Jedis, and for me, off the back of it, everything that has come off the back of it. We have the tail end of season 7 of the Clone Wars. We have the entirety of Rebels. We have the entirety of the Bad Batch. We have Kenobi. We have Andor comes off the back of it. We have various sections of Tales of the Jedi, or Tales of the Underworld, or Tales of the Empire. We have books, we have comics, we've got so much content off of the back of that one pivot point in life within the Star Wars galaxy. Order 66 is a pivot point in the Star Wars galaxy, and everything changes. It is the culmination of 1,000 years of work by the Sith to take out the Jedi and take over the galaxy, and they succeeded. The bad guys win. It is Empire Strikes Back. It is truly a bad guys win moment, but it goes one step further than Empire because it's not the middle part where the heroes are then going to come back and save the day in Return of the Jedi. No, they are in for 20 long years of oppression by the Empire. We get the iconic Darth Vader transformation. It's just the best. It's just the best, and I love it so much. I genuinely love it so much as a film, not just as a Star Wars film, as a film. I love it so much. But that's my list. That's my list. So to recap through without all the chatter, starting at number 11, we have The Force Awakens, we have Return of the Jedi, we have Rise of Skywalker, we have The Last Jedi, we have Rogue One, A New Hope at number 6, and then in the top 5 we have Attack of the Clones, Solo, Phantom Menace, Empire Strikes Back, and Revenge of the Sith. That is my Star Wars movies in order. I did put out a question on X before recording this, so I will run through other people's orders as well in just a moment. But what's your order? Send me a message on any of the links below. X, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever you want. I want to know what your list is. I want to see how mine compares to yours. And if you want to do a quick explanation in response to mine, feel free. Feel free. I really wanna get a conversation going with this. Turning my attention to what other people have said about their lists. Dan Griffin at Dan Griffin 21 on X. His ranking: number 11, Attack of the Clones; number 10, Last Jedi; number 9, Phantom Menace; number 8, Rise of Skywalker; number 7, Solo; number 6, Force Awakens; number 5, Return of the Jedi; number 4, A New Hope; number 3, Revenge of the Sith; number 2, Rogue One; and number 1 is Empire Strikes Back. A pretty different list, Dan. There's no right or wrong answer to this question. I love the fact that you have a preference. Empire being near the top, Revenge of the Sith being near the top. We differ greatly on Attack of the Clones and Return of the Jedi. The rest of them are, oh, and the Phantom Menace. But Dan, appreciate you always coming through and contributing whenever I ask for it. Always really, really appreciated. The other list I got was from Haley Hobbs, and starting at her number 11, 3 to 1. Number 11, The Last Jedi. Number 10, The Phantom Menace. Number 9, Attack of the Clones. Number 8, Return of the Jedi. Number 7, The Rise of Skywalker. Number 6, Revenge of the Sith. Number 5, Solo. Number 4, Rogue One. Number 3, A New Hope. Number 2, The Force Awakens. And number 1, The Empire Strikes Back. Fantastic list. Thank you, Haley. Really, really appreciated, as always. And I can't wait to have a chat with you soon about possibly our new little mini series that we're talking about and looking at the moment. But turning our attention to feedback, just because we're kind of on the feedback section from other people, we'll go backwards from what I've just done and start with Haley Hobbs. So her update for what she's been up to the last month in Star Wars, books wise, she has read The Crystal Crown. It was good, but I liked Wayseeker better. I haven't been able to get hold of The Crystal Crown yet. For some reason, it's not on Audible, so I haven't had a chance to listen to that yet. The Acolyte Visual Guide, that book looks stunning. I really want to pick that up. I just haven't got around to it yet. Sanctuary, liked it, but the Bad Batch characterizations felt a tiny bit off. I'm assuming D. Bradley Baker isn't involved with the writing or anything of the Bad Batch book, Sanctuary. So that might be why. Comics wise, Haley has read the Yoda midi series, issues 1 to 10 from 2022. God, was that Haley? Was that 3 years ago that came out? Because that hurts. That hurts that it's been 3 years since that came out. Jedi Knights number 1 to 3. Ewoks from last year number 1 to 4. Shattered Empire 1 to 4. Legacy of Vader number 7, and Princess Leia from 2015 numbers 1 to 5. TV and movies, rewatch season 1, episode 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian, which is in line with the Children of the Watch rewatch, which is a deep dive podcast into everything Star Wars now, but it started off as a Mandalorian centric, hence the name Children of the Watch. Really, really good podcast. I would highly recommend going and listen to that if you like Star Wars, which, if you've got this far into this episode, I assume you do. Dan Griffin at Dan Griffin 21 has said, I'm into season 5 of the Clone Wars now. Love the stuff with Darth Maul at the end of season 4 and the whole thing with Obi-Wan changing his face to go undercover, encountering Cad Bane. Nice change of pace with the Jedi babies. That's a great episode. And Hondo, where I am currently, still having fun watching it. Dan, season 6 is a bit weird because it kind of got cancelled and they kind of fudged together what was meant to be the end, and then it got cancelled again after season 6, and then they brought it back for season 7. So it gets a little bit weird in season 6, but season 7 is fully planned and thought out. Season 6 is good though. There's a really good Yoda arc in it, which does bring a certain Darth Bane into canon. Really glad you're enjoying season 5 of the Clone Wars. It's such a fantastic series, and anyone who hasn't started it, season 1, episode 1, hit play. There's some filler, but it's great. Todd Sedilak has said he has finished Trials of the Jedi series. He enjoyed it and was a good ending to the High Republic. I agree, Todd. It was very good. Started reading the Marvel Star Wars 2025 post Return of the Jedi run. I've gotten through issue 4, liked it so far. Reading the High Republic Adventures Phase 3, number 20. Absolutely no point to this issue, didn't really need to be released. I haven't been able to read Adventures because it's not available digitally in the UK, which is really, really frustrating. I will bear that in mind. Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, unlocked Starkiller. Fantastic job. Have you figured out what team to put him on yet? If not, you want Emperor Palpatine as your leader, you want Mara Jade Skywalker, Starkiller, Visis Mar, Barisofi. Those last two you can swap out for Jedi Training Rey and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Old Ben, Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's a fantastic team. Now working on my first Galactic Legend, the Sith Eternal Emperor, affectionately known as C. There, Todd, and he is a beast. If you are over 4 million galactic power, you can do Conquest, which will then lead you at the end of that into Proving Grounds. If you get Darth Bane alongside C, they will beat pretty much anything. There are very few things they won't beat in the game. Really, really good character to work alongside if you're going for C. And you currently have 9 out of the 16 prerequisites completed. Well done. Good job. It's worth it. Galactic Legend grind. Always have an easier grind ready to go afterwards because it you feel weird afterwards. I certainly do anyway. Just feel a bit kind of lost with potentially not much. Feeling like not there's not much to do. There's always plenty to do. Red Legacy of Vader issue number 7. Read Fate of the Jedi Backlash. Watched Attack of the Clones. Saw Manny Jacinto panel at Fan Expo Chicago. What an awesome guy. He has come across as a really awesome guy in the last couple of months, hasn't he? He really has. Anyone who doesn't recognise the name, he plays Chimere in The Acolyte or The Stranger with a cortosis helmet. I went into a bit of a deep dive on The Acolyte, deeper dive on The Acolyte in the last episode. So refer back to that if you want any additional information. Brian had a brief update. With work and life being so busy, I barely had time to breathe, but I did rewatch both seasons of Visions and season 1 of Andor for about the 6th time. So good. But in 2 weeks, I'll be in California at Star Wars Collectors Mecca Rancho Obi-Wan. Well, have a great time. And let me know what you get for my next episode. Please, Brian. Having an awesome time. Fantastic. But in terms of what I've been up to this month in Star Wars, as I said at the top, it's not been very much. We have. We'll start with games. I've not played Survivor. I haven't had time. I've been on holiday. I'll be honest with you. I've been on holiday for 2 and a bit weeks of this month, and so I've not really done much. I did play a little bit of Galaxy Heroes. I did manage to get Kiadi Mundi unlocked. That's just a bit of a grind, really. You have to collect a certain level of tokens, and you just get like 5 shards at a time of him, and it's tedious. Bo-Katan Mandalore, done, completed it, got her. She's up to Relic 1 in terms of gear and stuff. She has all 3 of her Zetas and all 3 of her Omnicrons, and I'm so pleased that's done. That was a horrible event. It was really difficult, and I had to completely remod all 4 characters. I had to borrow mods off other characters. It was just a whole world of frustration, really. But it's done. It is done. I also managed to unlock the Executor. That's currently sat at 4 stars with everything as high as it can go. I haven't actually used it really yet. I don't know how to use it. I need to practice and learn. But I got it, and I can now just sim the event when it comes around every month. So that's fun. I am currently gearing up and getting the shards for the Jedi Master Mace Windu event. My Depa Balaba is currently Relic 4, 6 stars. I'm about 40 shards away from 7 stars, I think. So doing well on that. CX2 is now 7 stars and Gear 12, and all of the other Dark Side clones are 6 stars and Gear 12. I have also got Morgan Elsbeth to 7 stars, and at the time of recording, I have just picked up the Leia Lightspeed Rebels bundle, which lifted every character. Every character in it was a lift for me, so it made sense to do it, which has meant I only need a few relic levels on a few different characters, as well as finish off Scout Trooper. And then I can go after Galactic Legend Leia. So that's pretty cool. I didn't think Lord Vader was going to be my next one, but here we are, going after Galactic Legend Leia in probably only a few weeks, if I can actually focus on it. I don't know if I will. It's kind of it's there, ready, waiting. Just need to do a couple of little bits on a couple of different things. But yeah, I'm almost there. I'm ready on Leia, so I might as well. I'm still gearing. I'm still starring up the ship I need for Lord Vader. So I'm into the final one. It's currently 6 stars. I need probably another 50 or 60 shard blueprints for it. Not shards, blueprints. It's a ship. But outside of that, I'm not that far off from Vader. But I haven't really started actively gearing any of his characters because I just need that ship out the way before I can even think about it. So that's kind of it for Star Wars Galaxy Heroes for me. Book wise, I have finished Allies from Fate of the Jedi. Started Vortex, I'm about a third of the way through, as I mentioned earlier. Getting there, really, really good. Cannot wait to record with Todd on that. Really, really looking forward to it. And comics wise, I know I said I was going on holiday, and so I would have plenty of time to read comics. I did not read a single one. I was far too busy keeping my children occupied on the plane and trying to watch a couple of movies I'd never seen before. So that is on me. I've been trying to find some time since I got back, but taking 2.5 weeks off work turns out means you're quite busy when you get back. So we are where we are. I will get some done. I have a bunch to read. Outside of that, I haven't really done anything else, really. Collectibles, Legends of the Force is moving on very, very swiftly. I've done a few trades. I've done recorded a few videos to keep out on the YouTube channel for that. I've got a giveaway video coming out for this podcast, so it'll be up on the YouTube channel now. Go over and check it out. Hit subscribe while you're there. Leave a comment to enter if you so wish. But that's to celebrate 100 subscribers, so that's very, very cool. That's going to do it for this month. So as always, thank you for listening. Follow me on the socials. Follow me on whatever podcatcher you use. Hit subscribe on the YouTube. Follow me on TikTok. All that good stuff. And until next time, may the force be with you. Always.